Hello, I'm Richard Ridge for BroadwayWorld. Up next for Roundabout Theatre Company is the Meunier Chocolate Factory's critically acclaimed production of Tom Stoppard's Tony Award-winning play Travesties. Under the direction of Patrick Marber, it welcomes back to Broadway Tom Hollander, and we drop by the American Airlines Theatre to meet the company. Well, first of all, welcome back to Broadway. What a way to return. How does it feel?
It's exciting, yeah, it's great. It's lovely to be back. I was here 20 years ago, and 20 years ago to the month, in fact, yeah, doing The Judas Kiss, April 1998. So slightly scary how time flies, but lovely to be here again. It's not as intimidating as it sounds, this play. It's actually more like a kind of, it's a review. It's like a vaudeville show it's like a conjuring trick, a magician's display of cleverness. It's intellectual vaudeville is what it is.
It's a comedy. It's about love and art and revolution, and it's about glorious youth and old age, and it's about misremembering the past and making it both better and worse than it actually was. It's about many different things, but fundamentally it's a really funny play.
The moment it starts, this play, you don't know not only what's going to happen next, but how it's going to happen. I could start singing at a drop of a hat, I could start dancing, I could start speaking in limerick form. Tom goes from being an old man to a young man like that. We are dancing, there are vaudevillian gags, there are highbrow jeu de mots, and it's non-stop.
When I went to audition for this part, I think I was very honest with Patrick Marber and said I tried to understand it off the page, but I think it's possibly the most difficult play I've ever tried to read. And he said, don't you worry, and now we're in rehearsals, I'm understanding more and more. It's dense in the text, but it is so much fun, and in fact it's so not what people could possibly imagine.
I could not possibly be more excited than I am. It's a very exciting play. It's an exciting production. We've been in the room for a week now, and I couldn't imagine a better group of people. I'm truly thrilled, and I'm excited about this character that I'm playing. I've been doing all this research, and what a fascinating person, what a fascinating time of history to be investigating, to be looking at, especially now, like just 100 years on from the First World War. There's so much about it that just shakes me to my core and makes me very excited to be a part of all of it.
This is such a beautiful play. What kind of conversations would you like audiences to have after leaving a performance of this?
Oh, I guess, conversations about the questions that are asked in the play. What is the job of art in a culture? What responsibility do artists have to the society to change it or to not change it? Is theater entertainment, or is it education? What is it? And I think also what I have been really struck by, which I didn't know on the page, but is so evident in Tom's performance, is the tragedy of time. And that when you lose your connection with the past in a clear way and your memory is fading, the difficulty and the sadness of that. And I expect that audiences will find that very moving. So I hope there is a renewed sense of how precious time is.
We all learn history from his plays.
Absolutely, and it's done in such, I think, the way history should be taught, in an enticing way. You go, who is this? And you're drawn into it and go, I don't get some of these ideas, but I want to know more about this, and I want to know more about him or her.
It's been a week. It has been a whirlwind. In a sense, it's been a lot of catching up since they did it in London. So he has it all in his head. All the pieces and the puzzles are in his head, and it's just kind of rolling with it and figuring out, okay, what's going on here? I'm not quite sure, but we're going to just continuing, and it all makes sense by the end of each day, I would say.
It's an early play. It has a lot of sort of English music hall kind of tradition in it, I think. It's there's singing and dancing, both of which I'm incredible at now. And but there's a lot of language, which is really fun. It's witty and it's silly. as well. It's close to Monty Python, which is always really smart, but always funny, you know.